6 weeks left in the season. We're in the race for second place yet again, and we are still in one competition, the French Cup. And today it is the semi-final match against Lille. Hopefully, well, I spoke about it in the last episode. I'd like to win some silverware this year, even if it's just a small platter like the French Cup. My name's FM19, and this is the Ritornu Gloria with SC Bastia, episode 103. Well, once again, we're ending the season strong. Our last loss in Ligue 1 was, I gotta scroll up here actually, against Caen all the way back in December. I take it back. We lost to Nantes. Jesus H. Okay. So between Nantes and, was it Nantes? Caen, rather. We had a really good run of games. After beating Nantes in the French Cup quarterfinal at home, we were away at Havre, and we beat them 2-0 thanks to goals by Kaplan and Valet. We were then away at Metz, and we beat them 3-0 thanks to goals by Valet, Lemos, and Kaplan. I think the Havre game is where it was one of these games, Havre or Metz. Maybe it was Metz. Yeah, in Metz, Pichon tore his calf muscle. He's out for the next 3 months. So luckily, Valet stepped up. Valet stepped up most of the season when Pichon was out injured the first time and is having a solid season. We were then home against Nantes, and they just ran us from pillar to post. We just could not put anything together. Yeah, we had 14 shots, 5 on target, but we had there was no possession advantage to speak of. Nantes had 15 and 8, and my defense just could not put it together. Orloff was on a 6'6", Mendez a 6'2", everybody else was 6'4", 6'4", 6'3". You know, Macon at a 7-2 was the highest average. Macon at a 7-2 was the highest score in the team, and it was just, we did not deserve to win the game. And frankly, the fact we're playing Lille 2 days later doesn't really bode well for us. And this wasn't really a rotated side. Matter of fact, it wasn't rotated at all. So, you know, I didn't rest. I rested the guys both days between games, so everybody should be match fit. But today, the plan is Lille and Montpelier. And then, should we beat Lille, we'll come back for the French Cup semifinal next episode, and then wrap the season up. So league-wise, at the moment, we are currently in third place on 73 points. We've already qualified for Champions League football. We're 4 points behind Lille. We're 12 points behind PSG. At one point in time, it looked like Lille, it's late. It looked like Lyon was going to catch up to PSG, but then they lost a couple of games late here. In our 33 matches played, our 83 goals are our second highest. Our 37 goals allowed are sixth best. We're back top 5 in yellow cards. Doesn't feel like it, but we are. Hussein leads us with 28 goals, a 7.59 rating, and 14 assists. Tom Vlecek, an 84% pass completion rating. Kaplan, 8 Players of the Match awards. Moreno, 10 yellow cards. It's just a never-ending story on the yellow cards this save. So I'm going to set the best 11, check the reserves, and we're going to be back with our match against Lille in just a bit. Now, today we are away at Lille. We're playing our 4-2-4. Orloff in goal, Robert, Valencia, Moreno, and Flores as the defensive back 4. Lemos and Tomasi as the midfielders. Ruiz and Macon as the attacking midfielders. Kaplan and Valet as the strikers. And they're playing a 4-4-2. Ristic, Tussart, Maris still. Sinsek's a pretty good keeper. And we got our work cut out for us. The only issue we might have is Mendez is out for the game based on yellow cards. Mattis is just coming back from an injury. He's good for about 75 minutes. I can play Orloff. I can play Bernard or I gotta scroll down here. Mateo over at defensive right back. Not Mateo. Ivanov, rather, at defensive right back. And should be okay. Good grief, we're a half hour in. Very quiet first half in terms of highlights. 6 shots, 3 on target for us, 6 and 4 for Lille. Here we go. Mudraza the throw to Peschini. Sends it up to Eldon. Dispossessed by Ruiz. Out to Macon. Cuts across. Oh, knocked away Lemos. Oh, knocked away again. Mateta has it. To Slezak. Almost loses the handle. passes it up into space for Mudrazija. Good grief. Bounces it off a Bastia player. Kaplan has it now. Drives forward, cuts inside, crosses it. Valet is there. Off Slezak or Sinsek. I have forgotten how to speak tonight. It's frustrating. And the first half ends. 8 shots, 5 on target for Lille, 10 shots, 6 on target for us. 2 clear-cut chances in the last minute of the first half. We're doing okay. If we play like that the second half, we'll be fine. Tomasi from just outside the box, off the wall, bounces it off the wall again. Ruiz has it, takes the shot, but he pushes it wide left. We're about 65 minutes in. We're going to get Lemos off and bring on Matteo. We're going to take Tomasi off and bring on Gravenberch. Macon sends it in. Moreno's there, and we score. Well done. That was nice. I've been practicing set... Disallowed because he was offsides, guys. Come on, game. Give us a break. I've been practicing set pieces. I do it every training week, at least twice. As long as there's not a ton of fixtures. And we're in extra time. Okay. We're a little bit more match fit than they are. We'll go to the first half of extra time here and then get Robert off. Masi sends it in. Flores knocks away. Matteo up to Macon. On the break. He's got help. Over to Kaplan. Out to Valet. Cross it. No, he takes the shot. Far post. Well done, Regis. That was nice on the counterattack from the set piece. Okay, it's halftime. We get Robert off and bring Zimmerman on. Can I make a fourth? Can I get Moreno off and bring Ivanov on? I can. That's what we're going to do. Flores to Gravenberch. To Matteo. Passes it. Errant pass out of bounds. Zimmerman. Over to Gravenberch. To Matteo. Takes the shot, pushes it wide right. I need to come off the attack. We're going to go to balanced. Orlov, goal kick. Towards no one in a Bastia uniform, but Valet gets the header. Sends it to Kaplan, out to Macon, who stops it from going out of bounds, just barely. Crosses it in towards Ruiz, but Sinsek is there with a nice save. Last chance. Sinsek sends it forward. Pasquini's there, but it's headed down by Zimmerman. Matteo sends it over. Valet picks up the ball. Sends it up to Kaplan, who holds it up. And that is the game. We're through to the final. That was a lot more work than it should have been. Received 733,000 euros for the win. Kaplan was on fire. Had the 1 assist, 7 key passes. Rise to see our dogs. Nice job, Regis, on the 105th minute. Okay. So we have Montpelier coming up. And then the last game of the season will be the French Cup final. In a review. So we're going to forward ahead of the Montpellier game and be back with that in just a bit. And we're playing Monaco in the French Cup final. Our bitter rivals at the Stade de France. Capacity 81,000. So I still haven't heard any news about our stadium rebuild, or our new stadium rather, other than the announcement at the end of last season. So, let me check something out here real quick. Board. Yeah, there's nothing listed here about, oh hey, we're still thinking about building a stadium for you. Well, as I said earlier, we qualified for the Champions Cup. It's officially official. We can't fall below 4th, so we grabbed one of the spots that Ligue 1 has. The board set the initial budget so far, 2.2 million in payroll, transfer budget of 51.58 million euros, which frankly isn't too bad because I've got almost $1 million in payroll I can play with. And I'll go into this further at the end of this season. But if I really wanted to, I could add about 20 million euros to that right now. I think, though, that might go up here, depending on what happens in the French Cup. We'll await Montpellier today. We're going with the old reliable, the 4-2-4. Same lineup as last week. Orloff, Robert, Moreno, Valencia, and Flores as the defensive back four. Lemos and Tomasi as the midfielders. Ruiz and Macon as the attack midfielders. Hussein and Regis as the strikers up top. Chardonnay Musanda, Antoine Bernade. That's right. He went to Montpellier. How's he been? He's on loan from Lens, but he's joining the club permanently. We sold him for 5.25. He's had his seasons. Oh, look, 8 yellow cards this year in 28 games. I remember him getting a ton of yellow cards. Jeez. Now that is a square field. Okay. That's why the coach thought we should play with more width. Tomasi steals the ball, taps it over to Moreno. Back to Tomasi, up to Lemos. Drives forward. Taps it to Valet. Out to Macon. Crosses it in. Kaplan's there and we score. Well done. And Kaplan's going to break 30 goals this season unless he gets it. Oh, good grief. I really don't want to say that out loud, do I? Kaplan's going to get 30 goals this season. No problem. I was hoping he and Pichon would have 40 between them. That was accomplished about 4 weeks ago, actually. Lemos, a shot that was nowhere near the goal. Robert on the throw-in to Ruiz. Dispossessed. Bernade has it. Over to Joan. Back to Bernade. Up to Begrui. Back to Joan. Back to Bernade. Back to Begrui. To Bernade. To Zwoinski to Musanda, who takes a shot. Orloff gets a hand on it and pushes it wide right, but I think it was going to go out of bounds regardless. Musanda on the corner kick in. Orloff jumps up in the crowd and gets that. Well done. Voting for Ligue 1 Goalkeeper of the Year just happened. He was on the short list. And so was Joel Ramirez. Musanda sends it in, but it's knocked away. Tomasi tries heading it away, but he sends it right to Joan, who sends it back out to Mendoza. Sends it back to Joan. Centers it to Bernade. Over to Musanda. Takes a shot wide right again. Half hour in. A pretty uneventful game. They've had 5 shots, 3 on target. We've had 6 and 1. Robert on the throw-in. Mendoza steps up in front of it, but Lemos has it, sends it to Tomasi. Back to Lemos. Out to Flores. All alone on the right. Tries crossing it in. Kaplan's there once, twice. Semper grabs the ball, though. I was going to say, the one goal highlight we had was the only one. Tomasi from outside the box, and he over the wall and in. Well done, Mario. He's wanted by Manchester City and Liverpool. Orloff's wanted by all the big teams. PSG, Bayern, Man City, Liverpool, and a couple of others. Sad thing is none of them want to discuss new contracts because they want to see what happens. I tell these guys there's much more coming for them. Calmly tell Robert to calm down. Calmly tell Tomasi to calm down. My experience has been you do that to your players on yellow cards, they don't get yellow carded again. Unless it's a very important game and you can't afford to have them yellow carded. Then they get yellow carded. Cornet drives forward, dispossessed by Lemos. Ruiz goes inside, cuts outside, back into Kaplan. Top of the box, takes the shot off the crossbar. LMB knocks it away, but Macon runs it down, holds it up, bounces it off a Montpellier player, goes out for the corner kick. Tomasi sends it in, straight shot. That did not curl like he expected it to, I bet. Cornet with the ball, back to Moro. Oh, nice tackle. Kaplan has the ball after Tomasi sends it up. Over to Flores. Centers it to Lemos. Well done. That was a beautiful assist by Flores. Oh, kickoff highlight. Ellenby to Gordic. Oh, Zujwinski gets the ball, turns around, drives forward, taps it out to Masanda. He's got help, but Grui's there, and they get one back right before the end of right after the start of the second half, rather. What the heck was that, Valencia? Amiri sends it back to Semper. Long pass up the space towards Zawinski, who gets it, but he doesn't head it where he wants it to. Moreno over to Flores. Passes it up towards Valet, but he loses that. Bernade has it. Over to Moro. Back to Masanda. Loses the handle. Tomasi gets it, sends it up to Kaplan. Kaplan's got help on the left with Ruiz. Sends it over to Ruiz, who cuts inside, taps over to Kaplan, takes the shot off the post. Valet's there, and he gets the rebound, blows it past the keeper. We are up 4-1, 50 minutes into the game. 14 shots, 6 on target. No clear-cut chances, though. That's interesting. Okay. We're going to get Robert off, bring on Zimmerman. We're going to get Tomasi off, bring on Gravenberch. We're going to move Kaplan off, bring on Traore. There's an advanced forward. There's only 12 minutes left in the game, but Kaplan was below 60% when I took him off. Need to save him for the next match because we're playing Lyon in like 3 days. 88 minutes. Amiri on the throw to Zawinski, who loses it. Valencia, long pass. Valet has it, got between the defenders, cuts inside, right at Semper. He should have held it up and passed it over to Traore. Macon drives forward, over to Valet. Dude, quit taking the long shots. Macon loses the ball. Ellenby sends it over to Amiri, up to Masanda. Long pass, but Grui got behind the defense. Orlov, a nice save. Zawinski on the throw-in. Yellow card. Free kick. Game should be ending here fairly shortly. Masanda out to Siljak at the top of the box. Orlov, a very nice stop. In traffic, no less. Well, his ball goes right to Gordic, who sends it up to Siljak. Taps it back to Mendoza. Moreno gets that ball. Oh, Lemos got lucky. This should be it here. Masanda taps it to Siljak. Knocked away. Gravenberch tries sending it up the field, but he doesn't get enough on it. But that doesn't matter because that is the game. Well done, boys. Everybody was 7.0 or better, except Zimmerman and Gravenberch. But they came in with like 25 minutes left, so that was well done. Yeah, we got Lyon in 4 days and Cannes 2 days after Lyon. It's that time of year again. I don't know why they don't extend the season out by a week or something like that, but holy cow, are we just getting hammered on the schedule the last part of the season. Let me go to the calendar. So it is currently the 5th. Our last game is going to be the French Cup final on the 25th. So we've got 4 games in 20 days, but we've got a week between PSG and Monaco. So starting here with the Lyon game, we've got 4 games in 9 days. And they're tough games, too. Lyon, PSG, Caen's a good squad, and Troyes. Troyes is fighting relegation, but still. Wow. 2 very good wins for us, although the game against Lille should have been won a lot earlier than it actually was. I did get warned by the French Football Federation because I pitched a fit about the goal that was taken away. We were clearly onside. I don't know what the hell that ref was seeing, but sometimes you're not going to win an argument against computers like arguing with your wife. It's rare. It never happens. So, that said, we're going to come back for the game against Monaco, and then an end-of-season review, and then plans for next season. Next season, I want to try and challenge for first place, but we're going to have to figure out how to make that happen. So, if you liked what you seen and heard, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content. Questions, criticisms, comments, leave those down below. I'll answer those as fast as I can. My name is FM19, and I thank you for watching Return Gloria with SC Bastia, episode 103.